Hey guys, what's growing? It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. Today we are going to refresh the Greenstalks. So it's a very warm day, 65 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So it's beautiful, but we're about to head back down into the low 30s, upper 20s for the next couple nights. So what I'm doing is not something that I would be doing if these were frost sensitive plants, which they are not. So that's why I'm focusing on this now. I did pick up some other stuff at the plant nursery that I'll show you. And some of those plantings are going to have to wait because it's just not time yet. So those plants will stay in the greenhouse where they will stay warmer and not suffer from frost damage. So first, let's talk about what we're going to do with the Greenstalks. Okay, I have two Greenstalks here. I have the original, which is the deep pocket there, the tan one, the terracotta one. And then I have the leaf version, which is shorter pockets. So some for things with less deep root run. Now this one has 7 tiers and this one only has 5. If you are new to Greenstalks, the way they work is you have this container. So here on this one I can show you. You've got this container on the top. This is the water reservoir. You don't plant into it, but it connects to this pipe right here. Basically it's a tube that goes down through all of these tiers. And there's inside here, there's a little tray that gets filled with water as you water from the top only. And then there's drip holes, 2 drip holes under each of these containers into each pocket, so that you have basically a drip irrigation system for the entire tower. You only need to water up top. So it's ingenious and it's actually completely true. You only need to water up top. I've never had to water the pockets individually. So up to this point, this particular tower has always been half strawberry, half herbs. And you can see the herbs are really kind of ratty because they've been in here for a number of years. They're not looking so great. And then this tower over here has always been for greens, lettuce, bok choy, kale, things like that. But because I have garden space now to plant all of our greens, I'm going to convert this tower completely to herbs and this tower completely to strawberries. And I will have everbearing and June bearing, so that we should have strawberries for most of the year. So that is the plan for today. Over here you can see I've got, these are everbearing strawberries here. I already have some June bearing ones in the in this Greenstalk, and I have also whenever they shoot out runners, I've been pinning the runners into different pockets to propagate the strawberries. So I've got those berries, and then these, which are a June bearing. So we'll have a variety of strawberries in there, and that should help us, like I said, have a multiple month harvest. And then these are the herbs that I got. I am growing herbs from seed as well, so this will not fill up all these pockets. But what I wanted to do was get a variety of mints that will, since mints are so aggressive and invasive and will take over anything, I want to put all of the mints in one tier. So let's say this tier will only be mint. So if it spreads through here, it's no big deal because it's all mint. And it will be easy to keep from spreading elsewhere because I can just cut off runners. And if I want them to populate other pockets or put them elsewhere in my garden, I can do that, but it should be easy to control. So I've got a variety of ones here. Let's look. Okay, so the herbs that I'm going to put in here, this is not all of them. Like I said, I'm going to start a whole bunch from seed, but these are to kind of get started in this because I cleaned out the green stalk and it's ready to receive. And these guys can tolerate some frost. So I have 2 catnip. Smells so good. So catnip is a mint. The way you can tell mint family is it has square stems. So if you're ever wondering, is this a mint or not? The stems are square, which is very weird. Anyway, I grow catgrass for raven, but catnip is also lovely for cats, and it makes a great tea for, you know, humans as well. So catnip, I have mint, orange mint, which definitely smells like, smells really nice. So I have 2 orange mint and regular peppermint, which this is my favorite of all the mints. Peppermint is my favorite. I love to dry it and make tea out of it. So I think I got 2 of those, and then I also got 1, because it was that's all there was, pineapple mint. So like I said, there's going to be a tier just of mints, and it doesn't matter if they grow together because I'm mostly going to be harvesting them for drinks. So then I also got 2 of my favorites, which I used to have a huge patch of this, and then I don't know what happened. I neglected it or something. Lemon balm. Wonderful smell, also makes an amazing tea. There's all kinds of other uses for it as well. And parsley curly and Italian flat. Not a huge fan of parsley, but we do use it sometimes in recipes. And I already have oregano growing. I already have cilantro growing. And actually cilantro is doing just fine in the cold weather we've been having. So it doesn't like heat. Oh, this is another mint, peppermint. So and then I've got some thyme. I have 1 French, 1 English, 2 French and 1 English thyme. And then sage. So what about sage? Well, sage doesn't really dig the freezing cold temperatures. So I've got some sage that's still in the in the strawberry Greenstalk, but it looks awful. It's really old. It's very woody at this point. So I have a whole bunch of different sages that I'm going to start from seed. So I'll just wait and do that. Once all danger of frost is passed, end of March or so, then I can put some out here. I'll be starting them from seed next week, actually, is week 8, and I'll be starting them from seed with all the other stuff, tomatoes, peppers, everything else that's going for the seedling sale. But right now is not the time to put fully grown plants, salvia, in the ground. It just won't be happy. Okay. So that is what I've got for the Greenstalks. So what I need to do is take the top 3 tiers of strawberries off of that Greenstalk, because the herbs, the old kind of ratty herbs, are so deeply rooted in there that I can't just get them out by pulling them out while just from the pocket. So I need more space to excavate them out, and I will probably need to top it up with some fresh soil. Even though I did that last spring, I topped everything up, and I haven't been intensively growing in these, but it's always good to give it a little bit of a boost. So I'll go grab some compost to do that. So let's get started, and then I'll show you what I got for other containers that I need to refresh. So the camera overheated because it was sitting in direct sun. So I didn't get to record all of that, but not a big deal. So let's look at the finished product, and then I'm going to show you something that I'm going to do to protect these guys. Okay, so the the original deep pocket tower is now packed completely with strawberries. There's just strawberries in every pocket. In some places I have 2 plants. There's one right here, so I'm not going to plant a new one there. We'll see how that goes. As runners come off, I might reinsert them, or I'll put them somewhere else this season. And then here is part of the new herb tower planted up. There's plenty of spaces left because I have lots of herbs I'm going to insert in here for the summer. But this top tier is all the mint. It can go crazy up here, do whatever it wants. As it sends out runners, I'll cut those off and dry them, use them for tea. Then I have the catmint here and the lemon balm. This is really dirty because of all the rain. When we have heavy rains, it splatters in the soil and, you know, splashes up on the thing. But and then I've got the parsley in these two. I have the oregano that I dug up out of the other green stalk here. I actually tore it apart and made it small because it was getting really woody. And then this tier is all thyme. Down here is cilantro still from previously, and I'm just, you know, harvesting off of that as I need it. So something that's really cool, when you get a green stalk, you can get, there's a lot of accessories that you can get for your green stalk. There's some of these really cool like wire trays that come out that can help you if you're growing things like squash and pumpkins and stuff in here. It's like a sling to hold the fruits. And they also have frost cloth covers, which is what this is. The strawberries I'm not going to worry about covering. They'll be fine. They can even handle some snow. These herbs for the most part are going to be okay too, but we are going down to 32 tonight, which is a freeze. And since they're newly planted, I don't want to, you know, upset them. I want to let them have plenty of time to settle in, and they're going to be more vulnerable right now. So I'm going to go on and put this frost cover on over the top. I have learned that mint, it's very hardy. Even if it ends up looking dead, it comes right back. So that's one of the reasons I put it in the top tier. Okay, so you just easily, this is custom made for the green stalk, which is kind of nice because then I don't have to kind of try to rig things up. All right. And it's really tall in case you have extra tall stuff. All right, so let's zip this up. It's also going to act as a little bit like a little greenhouse. So that's one of the reasons I'm putting it on now, because this is going to get some afternoon sun. It'll get warm in here. Not hot, but warm. And that will help those plants settle in even better. This thing also has grommets on the bottom so that you can put guy wires on it and attach it into the ground if it's going to be windy. I don't have to worry about that today. So, all right. Next thing I want to show you, I won't be doing the planting today. I'm just going to show you what I got at the nursery and some ideas that I have for changing up the containers. So I'll show you which containers need to change. Okay. All right. So I had to be creative. Okay. So the places where I need to update some containers are shade to partial shade. That really does limit you quite a bit, as you know, if you have a shade garden. So what I'm doing is I'm starting with two of my very favorite types of plants. These are heuchera, also known as coral bells. This one is lime ruffles, and you can see it's a limey color that also has a bit of red in the veining, and that red color is important because what's going to be the centerpiece in the containers I'm thinking of is this flowering maple, tiger eye, and you can see that flower is going to look really cool next to these leaves. Now, I've never grown one of these flowering maples before. The information for them on the tag is based on Northern California, where I'm at. They can get up to a max height of 9 feet. But you can keep them, this is albutilon, you can keep them small in a container, so they're great for containers. Now over here, I have a really cool California native. It's called Calceolaria mexicana. It gets 20 inches high and 9 inches wide with lemon yellow blooms from midsummer to fall. And it is, again, a native, and it can handle part sun to full sun. So I know where I'm going to put these. Then I have this guy here, two of these guys. These are Oxalis hirta. They get 6 to 12 inches high, 3 to 6 inches wide, pink blooms in fall and winter, and they are drought tolerant. and they can go to sun or bright shade. And then these two are trailing guys. They are Macrodonia, Magic Carpet. It's a perennial, grown as an annual, tough, durable, and loaded with bright yellow flowers all season long. Semi-trailing habit is good for ground cover, baskets, or containers. Attracts bees and butterflies. So let me show you now where all of these guys are hopefully going to go. So here we are in front of the greenhouse, and we have identical containers on both sides. These biggest containers have limelight hydrangeas in them, and those will come back. I did a hard prune on them. This will allow them to give me lots and lots of flowers this year. These containers had the same stuff in them for, well, we potted these up in, what was it, October of 2021. So they did great all through the year, but they're starting to really look not so good. So I want to pull these out. This I will probably pop in the landscape, as well as this guy. And you can see they're just not happy in here anymore. And whatever of these cyclamen that I can save, those are also going to go in the landscape. So same thing over here. This one looks a little bit better because it didn't get as much water, but these guys will be great in the landscape. This is like a winterberry kind of thing, cyclamen, and then this really pretty cypress. So these guys actually are going to go over here in this bed, which is mostly euchera, and look at this hellebore. Isn't she gorgeous? I love hellebores because they have downward facing flowers, which is really interesting. And they're downward facing. This has even got another bud back here. They bloom for a long period of time, and they change color as they mature. So really, really cool, and they spread nicely. This was a very tiny plant when I put it in. Anyway, this is a mostly shade garden. As you can see, it's the afternoon, it's getting dappled sun. So euchera love that. This all needs to get cleaned up too. So I'll pop in those other plants. They'll be totally happy in here. This is a wild geranium over here. So they're not gonna go to waste, but they're gonna come out of these containers. And then I will arrange the new stuff somehow. I haven't decided yet, but that's in the next video. And before we go for the day, I want to show you what the greenhouse looks like. We've got stuff going in here. Lots and lots of seedlings starting to come up and looking good. So take a quick look. Okay, these are week 7 sunflowers that I planted last week. I'm sorry, week 6, it says it on the tag. These are the White Knight variety. And these are a whole bunch of gomphrena and hyssop and coreopsis. They haven't germinated yet. Soil temperature is 73 degrees. It's on this big heat mat right now. Over here, you can see that pretty much everything is growing away. All of it's looking really good. This is cress right here. These guys are getting leggy. All those lettuce and edible greens back there, those all need to go in the ground really soon. So that's going to be next week. When we get back, we're going to Utah for President's Day weekend. Sweet peas, looking good. We didn't have germination in every cell, but that's fine. These again are going to go on the fence line at the farm, and I think they'll look awesome. And then, you know, here we've got germination in almost everything going. Just coming along. This gomphrena has been really slow to germinate, and I don't even know that all of it will. Some of these blocks, so it might just be really old seed, and I may have to start fresh. But that's a bunch of celosia in there. And then here's some more edibles, as well as flowers. And then a couple things over here that haven't germinated yet, but are getting close. And then these guys, I need to actually move under the lights. So at this point, I only have to water these every other day. It hasn't been hot enough in this greenhouse at all to warrant daily watering yet. So that's a good thing. So that's going to be it for me today. I will be trying to get some more video of stuff, weed cleaning and stuff out of the farm this week. Tomorrow I have some, unfortunately, I was going to go out there and work tomorrow, but unfortunately I have some doctor's appointments that are kind of crucial that I have to go to. And then hopefully I'll be up to going out there. But Wednesday and Thursday I'll be able to get some work done as well. And then we're gone for a couple of days. So once I get back, then it's really everything kicking in, because the tulips are starting to flower, to bloom. The daffodils are starting to bloom. So in another probably 2 weeks, I'm going to start my first rites of spring CSA deliveries, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be fun. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and maybe click that like button if you liked this video. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.